Bull City, are you in the house today? I got a question for you. Isn't today a great day to rescue our republic? My name is Mark Anthony Middleton. I am the Mayor Pro Tem of the city of Durham. And today is the first day of early voting in North Carolina. But where are my manners? Where's my Southern hospitality? We have guests today. So Bull City, I need you to help me welcome some special guests. Would you please make some noise for President William Jefferson Clinton? That ain't loud enough. Bull City, would you please make some noise for the next Vice President of the United States of America? I ain't finished yet. I'm not finished yet. The governor of the great state of Minnesota, Governor Tim Walz. Now, before I get out the way, there are just a couple of matters we need to take care of. This is Durham. This is Durham. This is Durham. We're the fourth most educated city in America. We have one of the highest per capita PhD rates in our country. We are home to North Carolina Central University. We are home to Duke University, which means we can read, y'all. We're good at reading, but we also got what my mom used to call good horse sense. We got common sense as well. And since this is the Bull City, we know some bull when we see it. And because we can read and we got good sense, we're aware of the choice that's before us in this election. We know that Vice President Harris and Governor Walz want to help us as taxpayers. That Vice President Harris plans on giving tax relief to over 100 million Americans through restoring the expanded child tax credit and strengthening the earned income tax credit. Who wants to be in that number? I was just in Minnesota a couple of weeks ago looking at the great work that Minneapolis is doing with affordable housing. Vice President Harris and Governor Walz plan on doing something historic when it comes to housing in our country. It is her plan, and we are way past the conceptual stage of plans. Way past. It is her plan to build 3 million units of housing in our country and to give up to $25,000 in down payment assistance for first-time home buyers. We can read, y'all. Where are my small business owners? Where's the entrepreneurs in here? Her plan is to raise the deduction for small business startup from $5,000 to $50,000 to start new businesses. We can read, y'all. And because we can read, we can also read Project 2025. Move over, Stephen King. If you read Project 2025, Durham, they not only want to take our rights away, they want to tell grown women to sit down and be humble and just do as you're told. Where they do that at? Not Durham. Not here. Not in Durham. So on today, I'm asking you to join with us all around the state. And shout out to my people in Georgia. They did a great job. Shout out to Georgia. 300,000 people on the first day. Shout out to Georgia. But North Carolina, come on and raise up. With all due respect to Georgia, it's our turn. Because finally, friends, we know that if this state is going to be won, Durham is going to have a large part to do with it. As Durham goes, so goes the state of North Carolina. So, y'all ready to get this started? If it's on, then it's on. Let's lead the country, Durham, to turning out in ways that we've never turned out before, and let's elect Kamala Harris as the next president of the United States of America and Tim Walz as the next vice president of the United States of America. God bless you, Durham. God bless the United States of America.
Good afternoon, Durham. My name is Clarence Burkhead, and I proudly stand before you to serve as the Sheriff of Durham County. What a great day. I have dedicated my career to maintaining public safety, protecting the rights and freedoms of North Carolinians, and ensuring that no one is above the law. I am proud to be here today to support Vice President Harris and Governor Walz, who have always fought to keep our community safe. With her decades of service in law enforcement, Vice President Harris understands the importance of protecting the safety and security of Americans. She's always been a fearless fighter for the people and believes in tough, smart solutions to keep our community safe. As a prosecutor, she stood up for women and children by going after those who committed sexual abuse. As Attorney General for the most populous state in the country, she went after international drug gangs, human traffickers, and cartels that smuggled guns and drugs and human beings across U.S. and Mexico border. As Vice President, she helped make the largest federal investment in public safety ever, including investing billions of support to local law enforcement in 1,000 cities, towns, and counties. Under the Biden-Harris administration, crime is now at a near 50-year low. And Vice President Harris chose a fantastic running mate in Tim Walz. As governor, he's been laser focused on public safety funding, Minneapolis police departments, helping put more cops on the street, and investing in body-worn cameras. Governor Walz and Vice President Harris are both gun owners and strong supporters of the Second Amendment. But like millions of gun owners, we support responsible gun ownership. I know that Vice President Harris and Governor Walz are committed to supporting law enforcement and will always prioritize keeping our communities safe. Now, on the other hand, Donald Trump, a convicted felon, 34 counts of fraud, who has been found liable for sexual abuse and has shown to have no respect for law enforcement. He tried to cut funding for law enforcement in every single year he was in office, and tried to cut funding that helps local police departments hire more officers. Violent crime skyrocketed under his tenure. He did nothing to keep guns off of streets and out of the hands of dangerous criminals while he was in office. Trump calls the convicted January 6 rioters hostages and patriots at those rallies. And he's doubled down to pledge that he will pardon every one of them who participated in January 6 insurrections. And Trump has handpicked a candidate for governor, Mark Robertson. Mark Robertson has a long history of endorsing violence and saying some folk need killing. Trump even bragged about killing the toughest and the fairest immigration bill in decades, simply because it would hurt him politically. It's clear that Trump doesn't care about the safety of our communities. He only cares about himself. With early voting starting today, this is what I want every North Carolinian to know about Vice President Harris and Governor Walz. They are the only candidates who are committed to upholding and protecting the safety and security of Americans. Meanwhile, Donald Trump has made it clear that he has no interest in keeping our communities safe. He only cares about gaining power and enacting the Extreme Project 2025 agenda to enact revenge against his public enemies. That's why I am proud to cast my early vote for Vice President Harris and Governor Tim Walz, because I know they will always put community safety first. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, Durham. Hello, Durham. I know y'all can do better than that. Durham County, how are you today? Durham County, Orange County, Chatham County, happy first day of early voting. And I'm sure you've already heard, I already see some I voted today signs. The lines are already long. Let's keep them long. Let's keep those lines long. My name is Natalie Murdoch, and I have the honor of representing Durham and Chatham County in the North Carolina State Senate. I also serve as the Political and Coalitions Director for the North Carolina Coordinated Campaign. Thank you. Our campaign works every day to make sure that every eligible North Carolina voter has the information and resources they need to successfully cast their ballot. Early voting starts today. That is why we are here for this early vote rally. This is, in fact, I know you feel that you hear it every election, but this, in fact, is the most consequential election of our lifetimes, and I encourage you all to make a plan to vote. Your voice is your vote, and you must be heard. Use your vote. And vote early. If you are not registered to vote yet, it is not too late. North Carolina has one-stop early voting. We have fought very hard to keep that. And that means, yes, one-stop early voting. From today, October 17th through November 2nd, you can register to vote and cast your ballot all in the same trip. Just simply bring proof of residence. You may have heard, yes, we try to make it easy for you here in North Carolina to vote. Trying our best. You may have heard that there are some changes to the voting process this year. Specifically, North Carolina voters will be asked to show a photo ID when they vote, but you can still, if you do not have that, you can still vote by signing a form. There are lots of ID options. The North Carolina driver's license, passport, military or veteran ID will work. Many student IDs, like those at Duke and North Carolina Central University that I am honored to represent, NCCU, Eagle Pride, will work, but not all of them. So please be sure to check iwillvote.com/NC to see what you need to bring to the polls. If you have any questions or run into challenges, we have also made it easy. We are here to help. You can go to iwillvote.com/NC for more information and to find your early voting site. You can also call or text the Coordinated Campaigns Voter Assistant Hotline at 1-833-VOTE4NC. See, it rhymes. 1-833-VOTE4NC. You can call or text. You have an incredible team of staff and volunteers that are standing ready and willing to help you out. Find an early voting site near you and make a plan to cast your ballot. Voting is at the very heart of our democracy, so be clear, that is why so many people, unfortunately, are trying to take that right away from you. But we're not going back. Voting is the heart of our democracy, and by voting, we are fighting for a brighter future for ourselves, our family, and our communities. But to be clear, I'll be honest with you, this election will be close, it will be razor thin. Every single vote will count, so vote early. Please vote early. North Carolina, we have a chance to make a real difference this election. Durham County, Chatham County, Orange County, you could be the difference. You could be the margin that gets VP Harris over the top, that gets Attorney General Josh Stein over the top, that gets the House out of a superminority so we can uphold vetoes again, that gets the Senate out of the superminority so we can also uphold vetoes. We got to give A.G. Stein some help and take our courts back. Durham, Orange, you will make the difference. When we fight, we win. Say it with me. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. North Carolina, let's do this. Early vote.
City, what's going on? Hey, Durham, how you doing? How y'all doing? My name is Zach Calkins, and I have the amazing opportunity to represent the city and county of Durham in the North Carolina House. Where's the Bull City? For the rest of you, welcome to the coolest city in the state of North Carolina. And the thing about it is, it's just not the coolest city, it's the bluest city in the state of North Carolina. North Carolina, it's voting time. Say it with me. It's voting time. Bull City, it's voting time. There is too much at stake in this election to sit this one out. As Natalie told you, this is the most consequential election that I've ever been a part of. And in case you didn't know, I'm voting for Vice President Harris. And I'm voting for Coach Walz. I'm voting for them because they have a plan to ensure that all North Carolinians have the opportunity not just to get by, but to get ahead. Vice President Harris and Coach Walz have been fighters for the people throughout their careers. They've dedicated themselves to protecting working families. As Attorney General of the largest state in the country, Vice President Harris stood up to the big banks during the foreclosure crisis to protect middle-class families, and guess what? She won. Now, I want you to say that every time I say something, I want you to say, and she won. She stood up to the banks to protect middle-class families, and she won. As the United States Senator, VP Harris stood up to Donald Trump, who fought to repeal the Affordable Care Act and rip away coverage from millions of North Carolinians, and guess what? She won. That's right. As Vice President Harris, she stood up to insurance companies and big pharma and brought down the cost of health care and prescription drugs, and as a president and a VP, we know that Kamala Harris and Coach Walz will continue to do just that because they will win in November. And because Governor Walz shares Vice President Harris's vision for a new way forward, he will be a strong governing partner that delivers for working families and communities. I love calling him Coach Walz. He understands working North Carolinians' needs and values because, like VP Harris, he grew up in a middle-class family too. And like me, he's a former educator. Where are my teachers? Where are my educators? Where are my teachers? Where are my educators? It'll feel good to have an educator in the White House. They know the pain of skyrocketing costs and will take on corporate landlords who are driving up the rent for first-time home buyers like they're doing right here in Durham. And when it comes to standing up to those who cheat hardworking people, VP Harris and Governor Walz will lead the charge to ban corporate price gouging on food and groceries. Meanwhile, Donald Trump vowed to implement what is basically a national sales tax on everyday goods. What that means for you and the average person in North Carolina is a nearly $4,000 a year per person increase. $4,000. That's a lot of money. And while he raises costs for you, he'll be cutting taxes for billionaires all around the country. And so a second Donald Trump, I can't even say his name. That's good, right? A second Donald Trump term would be worse than the first. Donald Trump has struggled to put out a plan. Now, as she said, he has, concepts of a plan? That's not real. You don't have concepts of a plan. It's a plan or not. And his extreme Project 2025 agenda will ban abortion. Will ban abortion nationwide. He will raise the cost again by $4,000 and weaken our democracy. And I think to me, that is the most important thing that you need to walk away with, is that he, like VP Harris says all the time, and she said it to their faces on Fox News. She said it to their faces on Fox News. And she won. And she won. He is a threat to democracy. He is a threat to democracy. So to me, are you going to stand up and say no to Project 2025? Yeah. Are you going to stand up and say no to Project 2025? Yeah. Well, guess what? Early voting starts today. You got a chance today because North Carolina, it is voting time. And if you're not registered, for anybody that can hear me, if you're not registered, no worries. You can register and vote in the same day. All you have to do is show a utility bill or your voter ID. And remember, once you cast your vote, for everybody here, your work is not done. Your work is not done. You have to talk to your friends. You have to talk to your neighbors. You have to make sure that they talk to folks in their everyday community. I see you, Julie Von Hafen. She's in the state legislature with me. She has to talk to her friends and her neighbors to make sure that everybody in their community does their part. It's not about boiling the ocean. It's about getting everyone under your direct influence to the polls. You have to make sure that they make a plan and get out the vote. Are you with me? Yeah. Come on, are you with me? Yeah. Because if Durham delivers 80% turnout, that's 10,000 additional votes. If Durham delivers 80% turnout, we will win up and down the ballot. Who knows a guy named Mo Green? Who knows a guy named Mo Green? Who knows Allison Riggs? All of those people will win when Durham delivers. Say it with me. Durham delivers. And so again, remember, as I told you before, the path to the White House runs through the great state of North Carolina. But more importantly, it runs right here through the Bull City. And when we fight, now let's go make it happen. Let's go make it happen. God bless you, and God bless the great state of North Carolina. Let's go.